I'm excited. We've got our first game of the day underway now to Sin Compromiso. I will say probably the favorites going up against Team Den, but we will see what happens because I think Team Den, they have a pretty good draft overall. Like you said, the Morphling, it has to be a little bit careful, but if it gets ahead, I think it feels pretty solid in this game. The only real thing in the late game that's going to threaten him is that Doom. So we'll see if Wits can make that happen. As for the facets, as we're seeing on the left side, it is going to be the Hive Mind Weaver, as you suspected. Deconstruction for the Elder Titan seems to be the standard. I don't think anyone goes anything else. And then Demon's Reach on the Underlord, kind of the only one that's up for debate, maybe, going between the Abyssal Horde or Demon's Reach. I'd like Demon's Reach personally. I think it just helps you farm a lot faster. And nothing's wrong with having faster farm.
I think especially, we were just saying there's a lot of pressure on Morphling to be the damage, so Demon's Reach maybe gives you a bit more options to contribute to the damage. Not something Underlord is always known for. You're usually known as one of the best aura buyers in the game, which I think is also okay to play towards, but if you do want to give yourself the option of maybe doing a little bit more damage, I think that's potentially part of Demon Reach. Looks like the supports are doing a quick body block down here. This is an annoying lane, the Gyrocopter and Oracle. Oracle recently buffed, so just very annoying, constantly poking, and then the Purifying Flames are actually quite strong, especially with the extra magic damage from a strong Gyrocopter. But this will get the lane to push out real quick. So Underlord and Shadow Shaman should have a decent start. As I've seen mid Dark Mago Mars versus Tiny a million
Mars should
times.
own this lane. Yeah, Mars should absolutely own this lane. It's like Tiny is okay at securing like some last hits and denies in the first level or so, but God's Rebuke and Spear Spam just makes this lane super difficult for a hero with very little to no armor, right? So he has to be very careful of his positioning because as much as Tiny can get tossbacks, Mars can... Oh, speaking of toss, hold up. Okay, Dark Mago actually in a lot of trouble there. Gets stuck under the tower, takes a lot of damage. But I was going to say, as much as you can get tossbacks, you can get spearbacks as well.
Yeah, though Dark Mago overplaying a little bit there. Definitely took a lot more damage than he needed to. I think he had a... He really wanted to pressure with the giant wave he had pushed in, but ended up kind of costing himself a lot of health.
Yeah. He has Bottle coming, and he does manage to freely CS it as well, so he doesn't lose any last... He's, what, missed 1 or 2 last hits, so he's not really struggling too much.
Down here, Weaver actually being played as the position 5 for right now. They did lane swap so that the Oracle could play versus the Elder Titan and remove that Astral Spirit buff anytime it comes in. The lane might be a little bit more awkward because of that swap, but Genic will eventually go back to being the position 4. I do think the Spirit Vessel coming online early is important, and we'll see. It'll be a little delayed for being in this position 5 role to start. Though that can change if you manage to get kills. They've been keeping Shadow Shaman low. We'll see if they can actually finish that into a kill at any point. And he does have Hive Mind, so right now the bugs being thrown out, they may not get you kills, but they do get a little bit of XP to help you get those earlier levels. The recent build...
slight bit of minus armor, not bad with Flak Cannon.
That's true. Yeah, you apply that to everyone. I think the most recent build was maxing Swarm first. See if he still wants to do that. Yeah, I think it's good.
I saw you doing this all the time. Yeah, it was pretty solid.
It's a lot of fun. And the Swarm steals more XP as you level it up. So it just kind of wraps around where you are a little weaker in the early game because Shikuchi is still level 1 and lower cooldown, or higher cooldown because of that. Ooh, but you get more XP.
First blood, top blood. Oh, very nice. That's a blood grenade to secure the last hit. That's always very worth it.
That's the lane swap paying off. Fortune then just preventing two things actually. Oracle being up here, preventing ET from really getting a lot of physical damage with Astral Spirit in, but also Morphling has to be really careful about his amount of health. Whereas otherwise, you're kind of willing to do it freely. Yeah, like when he gets this low, he has to be so far back in case there's a long-range Purifying Flame to just delete him. So you give up a little bit more positioning than you would otherwise have to every time you need to heal like that.
I love how Genic is just like walking aggressively just to be basically a ward for the flat cannon. He dies for it. He got a little bit too aggressive there, but
I wonder if he slipped up.
kill going the way of the Shadow Shaman.
Did he have the
Sacred is doing great on the Doom. I don't think he did. I think he kind of wanted to die.
Okay.
But buying the salve is awkward.
I think he didn't, I don't know, maybe didn't expect a sentry to be placed.
He definitely knows now. The Swarm comes out a little bit late. As a result, Genic's just going to die back to back. Frank has a good amount of damage built up on the Underlord here, so you're going to have to respect it. But you do also need to be very careful of the Rocket Barrage. He's going to turn to this one back around with the Firestorm, force the Gyrocopter back. And Frank will just see us under the tower.
I think the Swarm was still on cooldown from the last time it got used. Swarm is really, it's a really long cooldown at the start of the game. So he's got to run back now as Weaver. You have Shikuchi, but when it's down, you're a very slow hero, where Shadow Shaman just TP'd straight back. So with that in mind, I do think that favors Team Den just a little bit. Now Shadow Shaman's going to make his way to the mid lane. Let's see if they can get the power rune. You do have the Oracle, so you know it's going to be top. Here's our positioning here, but so is the Tiny, so they're ready to fight this.
Oh, big arena in the mid lane with the rotation in from Parker, but MJZ is actually just healing this one off, and well, they get the kill with the Tiny. This is where deconstruction adds up big. He was underneath that aura for quite some time, ends up losing all of his armor completely, and then you're just taking massive swings from these two heroes.
Yeah, it was very nicely done. Place the Observer just before that rune spawn as well, just to see everything going on. Helps him get that kill on the mid lane. To arena down with without getting anything for it.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough one. Especially like first arena, a lot of times you want to rotate to your side lane and try and take advantage of this. Now they do know that Genic is going to be going for this. He does have the Swarm. We'll use this to try and force Demon to clear that as opposed to fighting the Weaver, and he's taking a lot of damage as a result. Tiny's going to TP on in with the Gyro being close enough as well. They will go ahead and concede the Wisdom Shrine, but it will at least allow them to secure a kill onto the Weaver. Nice Avalanche and Firestorm there. But that pulls your Tiny from the mid lane for this, and you still don't get the Wisdom Shrine.
Yeah, that's worth it for Weaver. That's the
100%.
XP you give is not more than what you got, and the amount of heroes that had to TP for that means that top should be free, and we see Mars now heading up, trying to make use of the second arena.
There's two wards on top side of River here, so it's going to be very difficult for him to make it to the top side unless he gets smoked up. And even then, you'll probably have a pretty good read on where he's going. Now, Panda, there he goes. We'll just go ahead and deward the mid lane here, knowing that they should have vision. 8 minutes. Power Rune's going to spawn bottom. It's a shield rune. Does get picked up here for the Wonder Kid. That is going to be a very difficult kill now, but instantly dispelled. Great spear will pin the Tiny against the wall. God's Rebuke knocks him to the high ground. The stomp off the mark, and 2 kills. I guess the benefit of Oracle. I completely forgot. I was like, oh, that shield rune, he shouldn't die at all.
Yeah, Oracle, a lot of work done with the Fortune's End already. I thought that was going better for Team Den because they don't have the Oracle on their team, but they've actually secured both of the the power rune so far, but Arena, along with the 2 supports being there, is enough to kill both those heroes on Team Den. So that's actually what you wanted the power rune for. Turns out you can use it to bait the enemy in for the double Arena. It works out.
Sacred just gonna. I don't think he wants to use Doom, right? He would love to just keep this, save it for
he needs to use Doom.
The Morphling. Yeah, you're right. If he actually gets an Infernal Blade, he's just dead. Oh, hold up.
He's got
Doesn't
phase
get
boots.
the Infernal Blade. Yeah, but there's a Weaver
There's
coming
the
in.
Weaver.
Panda yoinks
Don't
it with
mind if
Purified
I
Flame
do.
from downtown. Well, this is a really scary spot for Wonder Kid to be.
He'll Doom Tiny. If he wants it.
Yeah, exactly. He would very, very happily Doom the Tiny. All right, a 3,000 gold lead already for Sin Compromiso, and doing great in all of their lanes. High level. Their support Weaver, just thanks to Hive Mind, level 6, almost 7. Oracle just now hitting level 6.
Some of this gold lead is the Doom, so not quite as bad as it would be otherwise. But the kills they're getting are big. This will be the 2nd kill onto Tiny as well, and you still didn't need to use the Doom, which makes it really scary for for Morphling to stay in the top lane. So that should just be the top tower free without much more struggle, unless, I don't know, Underlord wants to go there. But I think even Underlord would be threatened by Doom at this point.
Yeah, no one can play next to this Doom. That's the thing, like these chonky heroes like the Tiny and the Underlord, they are not tanky against Doom. Like, that is the one thing that this hero that makes Doom such a scary lane hero, is that once he has Doom online, just a single point of Infernal Blade and the 4 points of Scorched Earth, it'll just kill anybody. Like, there's no way to stop it. Arena bottom lane, call down, they get on top of the gyro, they will take him down first. But the cost is both of them. Panda just barely not making it in time off that TP to try and save his team, but good response from Dark Mago to TP in right away, put that Arena down.
That's not too bad since you got the gyro first, but I'd love to see a follow-up play as they respawn, which is that you have the Underlord ult available. So you should be looking for another play somewhere else, either ET stomp someone so you have time to Fiend's Gate in, Avalanche Toss should buy you enough time as well, or maybe Shadow Shaman wants to go TP somewhere, shackle someone, that'll be enough time. But you want to keep up that fast momentum going and play the map with an Underlord. Probably can't be towards the Doom, though. Maybe it should be. He's been saving money. He actually just bought his Blink, so that might not work out in his favor. But potentially, if you bring enough heroes, one hero alone can't stay near the Doom. But if you bring the whole team because you have Fiend's Gate, that can get you the Doom kill to start slowing down this hero who's been having such a strong start. I wouldn't mind that. But again, the Blink timing might actually be quite favorable for him, where he surprises you, gets out quickly, or maybe he's dooming the Morphling without him realizing that the Blink is available.
This Blink that is coming is going to find the Morphling. I don't see how it does not. They've got wards behind the tier 2 top side and deep in the jungle as well. I feel like he's just going to immediately go look for this hero. So we'll see. First scan does come out from the Dire, so they are expecting a potential gank. Mars will also get his Blink Dagger. So 2 Blink Daggers picked up here 11.5 minutes into the game. Dude, Dark Mago is also level 10. He ended up getting a ton of experience from when that Wisdom Shrine rotation happened, because he was just left mid completely alone.
They're looking for the Morphling. They've smoked up Weaver
Told you,
and
man.
Doom on the hunt. Like you said, they've already got the deep wards. Then it actually sees Morphling right now, so they know exactly
so
where
dead.
to go. Oh, he's even just waiting for him. Goodbye, Morphling.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. That's
Neutrals,
just a free kill.
That's your fellow water buddy. You should have helped him out, deny him.
Ooh, Demon lives. Foul play will survive. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? You're not really expecting a Blink Dagger first item on the Doom, but he is one of those heroes that could just sell it and go something else. Arena out from Dark Mago in the mid lane as he pops that amplify damage. This is the fastest Blink Dagger on record for the Mars, which I'm not shocked because it is very quick, and I definitely don't think Team Den was expecting a second Blink Dagger this early.
I mean, he was able to just walk and get multiple arena kills prior to this. You know, usually that's the struggle, is that you can catch one hero at most in the arena because you just have to walk in, but off of those early power room fights, managed to find a lot. Maybe he has overcommitted here. Oh, he's too fast.
Nice sleep. Great sleep from MJZ. Here comes the rest of the team. Instant False Promise is going to be able to try and keep Dark Mago alive, but I don't think he'll have the healing for this. He does blink for an... I'm sorry, what?
He's
full
out. Health.
Maybe he bottled? Maybe he had bottle, actually. I didn't really think about that. He had stick and bottle. That might have been enough to keep him alive. It's a lot of extra healing.
I missed how much he was at. Technically didn't take damage because of the Oracle ult on him, so he's able to blink out of there. The Oracle indicator is broken, I guess. Should have been technically said he would die, but returned full health. And now he's potentially killing the Underlord. Pretty tanky hero with the Vanguard and a Cloak.
Great Stomp. You do have time lapse here. Avalanche, Wonder Kid looking for the toss back, pulls the gyro in pretty deep. Call down in one. Do they want to go with it is the question. Parker, he's low. There's the call down. That's pretty damn good. They've got to get out of here. It's going to connect. Hits MJZ. Arena is out. Doesn't manage to catch Frank, but Genic gives the vision to Parker. And the flat cannon will get him a triple kill instead. Genic will still Sakuchi out of the base.
Yeah, doesn't get anything for this. I mean, they're diving the tier 3 when your tier 2 still up, right? Like, maybe I should be here to punish, but they're out. You get nothing for this.
What does he even contribute right now, right? It's not like Morphling is the strong... Like, he's not a weak hero in comparison to some others, but I feel like that hero needs, like, at least his second core item.
Yeah, I would agree. We're seeing some of the damage issues you talked about earlier, which is Morphling will hopefully become the hyper carry later, but in the meantime, you have a Shadow Shaman who provides good lockdown, Underlord who's got good auras, ET amplifies damage, but then only one actual damage hero in the tiny early game Avalanche toss. Not bad, but has been nerfed, especially into an Oracle with Fate's Edict. So a lot of heroes get low on the side of Sin Compromiso, but no actual kills end up happening is going to be pretty costly for Team Den. And what you see, 10k gold lead already built up at 14 minutes. That's pretty brutal. Again, there's a Doom, so we could subtract a little, call it a, if we're being really generous, a 7k gold lead. Still pretty brutal at 14 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I will say the other thing, too, is, like, Panda has actually just been on point with his spell casting this game. Like, I keep getting really confused by this Goblet neutral item, by the way, because it's new and it applies, like, a purple, like, hue to the heroes. And I'm like, why is this hero maledicted? You know, like, where is this maledict coming from? But it ends up just being the Goblet. They will take down Genic there. Nice rotation. Good find from Demon. But yeah, I was gonna say the Oracle has been on point. Not only was he able to provide the Goblet, which then got the gyro in range to do the call down, but he also gave him an extra 450 health to play around when he had pretty much nothing left to his name. Absorbs like one of the tiny spells with the Fate's Edict. Like, he's just been playing exceptionally well on the Oracle.
It's fun to see. Oracle has been out of the meta for quite a while, but I do think the spell casts, they can all be very impactful. They used to be more of a double-edged thing, so it's scarier to use them, but even though that element has been removed, I still think getting the timing right for when you use the different abilities is still fairly high skill compared to some other stuff. A Morphling's dead.
Yeah, you just got doomed and solo killed off. They're going to spear back Wonder Kid. He gets deleted by a God's Rebuke. Parker has an Aghanim Scepter. We're 16 minutes in. They're about to go high ground. Well, I was like, they need a fort. They need this catapult to live. So it looks like it will die. That is unlucky. So maybe you're not going to go high ground now.
It is a little early to go high ground. It is one of the ways you throw. Like, you can definitely take this tier 2. I'd say you should get Roche before this because
Healing.
you are 11k gold up at 16 minutes, so obviously you're much stronger than any of the Team Den heroes. But towers are they're like a static power level, you know? So even though you might be 10k at 16 minutes, usually you wouldn't be hitting, actually let's use a tier 3, right? Usually you wouldn't be hitting a tier 3 till like 25-ish minutes, let's say. That would be on the earlier side, and you would actually have more net worth than you do right now. Your hero would be stronger. So sometimes, even though you have a huge lead over the enemy team, you don't have the actual power against their buildings. So if you go too soon, you can throw against tier 3, tier 4 towers hitting you. And so I think just taking that tier 2, backing off, close out all the different tier 2s, get the Aegis, right, should still be a very fast win for Sin Compromiso at this rate, without the risk of overcommitting, potentially like this.
They need to get the Oracle. Oh my gosh, 80 health. He's gonna live. Parker tries to bait a lot here. Now they will manage to finish off the gyro as they buy back on this Shadow Shaman. The question is, do they get more? Jump in here. Kennick trying to bait some spells. Nice stomp. Sleep on 3. God's Rebuke connects. There's going to be the time lapse to bail out the Weaver, but Sacred starting to fall kind of low. Panda will start to heal him up. Frank's going to burn to the vessel as here comes the Swarm. You will have to clear these up. The Flak doing a little bit of damage as well from Wits here. And Dark Mago, well, he's waiting on the back line, looking to go for something. He will find Wits. There's a Doom still available. Oh, no. And MJZ, well, he's going to die as well. Ends up being a full team-wide Panda surviving the Avatars here from Wonder Kid after he respawns, but they might just die. This again, this Doom, he does way too much damage. Triple kill now for Sacred. The Vessel plus these burns, it's a lot.
He thought he could quickly kill the Oracle, but Panda having a great game, so he's pretty high level, has raindrops, took the Brawny enchantment on his neutral. Okay, he just changed it. Oh, he still got Brawny on the new neutral because he knows he just needs to survive these tiny bursts, right? A lot of the damage, until Morphling is strong, all the damage is burst for the most part.
Yeah.
From Astral, Earth Splitter, tiny Avalanche Toss combos. So he's just getting a bunch of raw HP to stay alive. And as long as you live, you then get to use the rest of your spells. Right? Yeah, they're all low, but it just goes back to what you said at the draft. There's a bit of a damage issue, and if you're winning, it's probably okay. But when you're losing, you just can't get anyone low enough to kill.
Big smiles from Parker there. I mean, Panda actually lived from the raindrop. When he got Avatos there, he dropped down to less than like 70 HP, and then immediately sticks, pops the Fate's Edict, starts healing himself. Without that raindrop, he dies, right? And, you know, Wonder Kid, he probably still dies for it, but at least you're getting something for that effort. Now it's becoming very difficult. Atos giving this Underlord a taste of his own medicine, typically the hero that makes people unable to move. Instead, you have Atos, Spearbacks, God's Rebukes, the Roots from Oracle as well. Parker has a Divine Rapier queued up.
Got an Oracle behind you.
I was going to say, I kind of like it.
I do think it's pretty unnecessary, I gotta say. I generally like this kind of stuff of like, let's just play to win. But this is actually completely unnecessary in my opinion. You're already winning, and you would equally have more than enough damage with a Crystallis than the Divine Rapier. If there's a throw, it's going to be off of an actual Divine Rapier purchase. Whereas even if you threw on high ground with a Crystallis or a Daedalus, I don't think you would give that same comeback potential to Team Den. It probably won't matter this game. Because of the Oracle? Yeah, real talk?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he have a Blink Dagger queued on Oracle? Because that's what he needs if he's gonna do this.
Oracle
Big arena
has the
combo?
Blink Dagger.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, if Oracle can get a Blink Dagger, we're fine. Yeah, I think go for it. And yeah, apparently he already has it, so why not? Good attempt at the high ground there, but this is where the Underlord and his auras do kind of protect your team. The stomps as well, kind of slowing them down. So arena spears, call downs, not really netting them a kill, but they do at least force Team Den all the way back onto the high ground. As they will wait for their next set of items. Dark Mago now has a BKB being delivered. A Blink Dagger, however, for the Shadow Shaman might give them something to play around now.
All right, here we go. You stomp the whole team. You earth split.
Oh, okay.
You avalanche toss, firestorm, waveform through. Is that all our AoE? What else we got? Ether shock, all of them.
Well, you can morph into someone, so you can morph the
Ooh,
flat
yeah. Yeah, more flat cannon. I think you've killed the supports with that combo. And I think maybe Mars is dead.
He has BKB
And then
now, bro. I don't know.
Divine Rapier or Divine Rapier Gyro might kill the rest of your team after that. Ooh, pretty tough.
I
Okay,
see.
maybe we toss back someone under the tier 4. Is that a
Please
little
tell me
bit
he's
more
buying the
doable?
rapier. Oh
I think
my
he still hasn't committed
what?
to anything yet. Oh no, there we go.
All right.
He's got the.
Our observer pointing out that Genic is level 17 on the Weaver.
I'm telling you, Hive Mind is sick.
That
And
is
he's
insane. Yeah, yeah, it's true. He's winning, but it's like he's higher level than every hero.
winning. He's the highest level in the game. Look, when you can keep hive minding so many people on Team Den, what can you do? You're already losing the fights, you know? Like, you can barely take time to remove the bugs off of you. So he's just stealing so much XP. At the end of the game, you can see the breakdown of like what it's stolen.
Yeah,
I'll be
we'll look
curious
at
to
it.
see how much he got out of hive mind.
It's a quick game, so it might be not as much as we're expecting, but BKB into the arena. Dark Mago, he traps too, but there's the pipe. They're going to do the call down as well, see if they can get anything out of this. The bugs are out. Wonder Kid is never removing that, and instead, well, I take that back. It's removed, but on death. Who has a Midas? Excuse me?
Isn't it Doom?
Oh, did he buy him Midas now? Okay. Nice stomp is out. There's going to be the buyback. Parker woken up by the Oracle, though, just getting right back to work as another set of bugs there. Onto Frank. Split Earth takes down Sacred. The toss in aggressively. Genic, he's in deep spear. Will pull back the Morphling as he will time last it safely. And, yeah, Dark Mago gets the blink out. So a 2-for-1 at the end of the day, but your Gyro... Dude, the fact that he is just on point with waking up the Gyro from sleep is pretty sick. He died very fast there. Panda also in kind of deep, needs to be careful. Forced to false promise himself as a result
Divine Rapier
of
is
that
about to be
sleep.
delivered.
No way. He's like, all right, guys, I have
he's
a rapier,
thinking about
I'm gonna
this.
bail.
He's thinking about this. It hasn't been delivered yet. He's like, should I just got... See, I think he had a moment. He was humbled there in that moment. I can't possibly die. Dies very quickly in the enemy base. Goes, maybe I can die. Should I? Already had bought the rest of the Divine Rapier. So he's going to play it safe. You wait for the whole team to show up. I don't
This
think
has
you
to be the
wait for
fastest
the next
rapier
Aegis.
ever, right?
Ever? No.
No, I mean like, okay, maybe not ever, but
in recent patch,
I think
probably.
on Gyrocopter, I feel like it has to be the fastest rapier on a Gyrocopter. 24 minutes and like 30 seconds? When was the last time you
That's
saw a
pretty
rapier
fast.
on Gyro before 30 minutes, before like 40
pretty
minutes,
fast.
you know? 24-minute, 30-second rapier? That's insane.
There was that meta where True Strike was on the Divine Rapier, though, and everyone was going
I
real
agree.
fast Divine Rapiers. Surely there was a game. That can't be
That
right.
had-
Ever?
No, I
No
mean,
way.
in this tournament.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Or this patch, potentially. It might be this patch. But, like, I think even the patch where they had True Strike, the only hero that was, like, rushing the rapier was Medusa.
Manta
because
Divine
it was
Rapier.
yeah, it was like literally Manta into Divine Rapier because you had True Strike and you were just like effectively 3,000 HP. I don't know of any other hero that rushed Rapier in that meta, and I'm trying to think who it might have been, but I think it was literally just Medusa.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely up there on the leaderboard timings. Whether it's number 1 or not, I don't know, but certainly up there.
Yeah, we'll see. Underlord has to clean up the bugs. Arena Spear drops the pipe though, so he'll be able to absorb a lot of this. That being said, there's a call down, and well, now that Gyro walks on in, he just deletes these heroes. The backline getting shredded as well. God's Rebuke not going to connect there onto the Shadow Shaman. And well, Vessel onto Tiny with the bugs. He is dead. There is no surviving this one. Shackle instantly canceled from Sacred.
Have a chance
you need just the anything. MJZ, get to the fountain, buddy. The flat cannon off of the wards just to zone out the rest of the heroes. Does he have an amplified damage as well? That's very fitting.
Yeah, though he has like no base damage because of his build, so it's actually not doing that much.
It's like 100 something damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's still a lot at 27 minutes into the game.
Oh, they jump back in. Spirit does manage to catch this Morphling, and the flat cannon just doing so much work. Whole team is dead. They're gonna buy, or they don't have buyback. That was a buyback on the Shadow Shaman. And well, Oracle, I gotta give credit to Panda. Did a great job.
Yeah, I think Oracle, the lane swamp on the Oracle was really good, and he's been on point for everything else. There we go. There's the GG call. Yeah, it's not much of a chance of a comeback at this point, I'll say.
All right. That was probably the fastest